A former governor of Anambra State, Dr. Chukwuemeka Ezeife, is dead. Ezeife died at the Federal Medical Center, Abuja, on Thursday, according to a short press release issued on Friday and signed by Chief Rob Ezeife on behalf of the family. Born on November 20th, 1938, the deceased, fondly called Okwadike, was governor of Anambra State between January 1992 to November 1993 during the aborted Third Republic. The statement reads, "On behalf of the Ezeife dynasty of Igbo, I wish to announce the promotion to glory of our most distinguished son, Okwadike Dr. Chukwuemeka Ezeife, CON, a former federal permanent secretary, a former governor of Anambra State, a former political advisor to the president and former presidential aspirant." This sad event took place yesterday at 6 p.m. at the Federal Medical Center, Abuja. More details about the deceased and their arrangement for his burial will be announced later. Also, the President Bola Ahmed Tinubu has reacted to the death of former Anambra State Governor, expressing his sympathy with the Ezeife family, the people, and the government of Anambra State on the passing of Chief Chukwuemeka Ezeife, CON. Chief Ezeife Okwadike of Igbo was governor of Anambra from 1992 to 1993. According to a statement by Tinubu's spokesman, Ajuri Ngelale, the president extolled the towering influence of the former federal permanent secretary in Nigeria's political landscape, as well as his leadership credentials, describing his passing as a painful loss. The statement added, the president recalls the contributions of the late Chief Ezeife made in the shaping of public discourse and governance in Nigeria, as well as in laying the foundation for the advancement of his dear state. While praying for the repose of the soul of the dearly departed, the president encourages his loved ones to take solace in his indelible legacy. Presidential candidate of the Labour Party, Peter Obi, and former governor of Anambra State, reacted to the death of Ezeife. He said, "I received with sadness and shock the report of the death of an exceptional patriot and elder statesman and the first civilian governor of New Anambra State, Chief Dr. Chukwuemeka Ezeife Okwadike Igbo, last night. He was a detribalized Nigerian nationalist who remained dedicated to the cause of good governance in Nigeria and contributed immensely to deepening the democratic ideals of our dear nation. To me, he was a father figure whose words of wisdom, advice, and encouragement greatly impacted me positively. In his death, Nigeria has lost a great soul whose kind heart and wise counsel are needed at this time of our travails as a nation. May God, who called him home, grant him eternal rest and grant his family and all of us who mourn him the fortitude to bear his sad, irreplaceable loss." Okwadike was a very intelligent man, one of the best from the southeast. He spoke very clearly on issues of governance in Nigeria and globally. Also, the Anambra ABGA chairman, Obi Okoye, describes Dr. Ezeife's demise as a major loss to the Igbo race. He said that Dr. Chukwuemeka Ezeife, a huge loss to the entire Igbo nation. According to a statement issued on Thursday from the family, he died at the Federal Medical Center, Abuja, at the age of 85 after an undisclosed sickness. Chief Obi Okoye, in a press statement, said the late Dr. Ezeife lived a life of service and until his death was a known voice in the clamor for equity, fairness, and justice in Nigeria, recalling the late Okwadike's stance on the need to invest in the future of the state as the first executive governor of Anambra State. Chief Obi Okoye maintained that men of his ilk are needed in the journey to bequeath Igbo a greater future. Praying God for the repose of the soul of the late Dr. Ezeife, the Anambra ABGA leader urged the family to be consoled by the fact that their late patriarch had lived a fulfilled life and bowed out when the ovation was high. Okwadike will be fondly remembered by every well-meaning Anambra and Igbo citizen because of his fearlessness in questioning stereotypes and conspiracies that negate the principles of equity and justice. The Igbo have truly lost a gem, and we can only ask God for the fortitude to bear this irreparable loss, Obi Okoye concluded. Also, Nigeria's first female governor and former governor of Anambra State, Dame Virgie Etiaba, has condoled with the family of Dr. Chukwuemeka Ezeife, who died on Thursday night in Abuja Hospital. Dame, in a statement she made available to reporters, described the death of Chief Chukwuemeka Ezeife, who was the first civilian governor of Anambra State, as a huge shock and a great loss to the nation. In the statement, which was addressed to the Ezeife family of Ibuku in Anambra State, it reads, "With immense sadness, I have received the news of the death of His Excellency Dr. Chukwuemeka Ezeife, CON, the first democratically elected governor of the present Anambra State. This sad news has come as a huge shock to me personally and a great loss to the nation in particular. As a technocrat and a fair-minded nationalist, Ezeife represented the best in us. He desperately wished to see a Nigeria that worked for the many and not for the few. Chief Chukwuemeka Ezeife will ever be remembered for many leading roles towards the emancipation of our people, for which we remain grateful to God for his sojourn on earth. In the end, we all have to return to our Creator, and Okwadike has only but gone ahead of all of us, having fought the good fight and finished the race. May his soul rest in perfect peace." On the day that Southeasterners are expecting the release of Nnamdi Kanu, this is the same day that Okwadike died. May his soul rest in perfect peace. This is double jeopardy, sad news for the Southeast on this date, this December.